Hello, and welcome to our Sunday meditation at the Light Institute and the Sanctuary of Light in Galisteo, New Mexico. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we divide our meditation into 3 parts. We begin with the most important, the higher self, which is your own inner voice, the intuitive essence of your soul. We ask your higher self to take form. We ask it to touch our bodies, and then we draw it in so that we can sit in meditation as that divine energy, which is our true self, that is our true guide, and gives us the purpose and the teachings of our lives. After we've brought the higher self in, I'll make a little Om sound, and then you can push a button on your machine so that you can meditate for as long as you like. And then in the second part of our meditation, we practice the Art of Radiance, because we all need the light of the cosmos to expand our consciousness, to uplift our hearts, and to help us to see what is true. And so we do that by reaching up into the cosmos and drawing white light from the cosmos down through the top of our head and extending it out through our solar plexus, out into the world and back up into the sky. And we just keep doing that. With your breath, draw the white light down and exhale it out into the world. When you do that, it will help to slow down your brain and activate your meditative state. Another Om. And then in the third part of our meditation, people write in and ask for us to focus on the world in some particular way each week. This week, we're going to focus on increasing the light on the planet. I know that you guys in the southern hemisphere are closing down the light from the sun. Therefore, you can open the light that comes from inside to shine brightly into the world. But we need light because light helps us to see our way through the confusion or the darkness, the shadows. And so we'll just bring all of humanity into our mind's eye and extend that light out to them. Ready? Close your eyes. We'll begin with our breath. Breathe in through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. That slows your brain into meditative states. Once again, breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And now ask your higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, your own inner voice, to take a form for you so that your human consciousness can relate to it and utilize its energy. It could be a being or a light, a tree, an animal, even an equation. See what form comes for you at this moment. Just relax and say, higher self, take form. Now ask your higher self to touch the place in your body where you hold your divine essence, your divine source. And just imagine that touch wherever it comes to you. And then begin to breathe in through that touch. Just breathe in and breathe in. Activating that openness so that you can experience your divine source. And then draw your higher self in through that point, wherever it is in your body. Draw it in, bring it into your body and sit in meditation. Om. Take a deep breath into your body and reach up into the cosmos and pull down a beautiful beam of white light through the top of your head, down into your stomach, your solar plexus, and from there imagine that you're lasering that beautiful light out across the planet, back into the sky, into the cosmos, and drawing it again in and express it out. Just continue to do that You can do it with your breath. It will bring you into a very peaceful, energetic state. Push the button. Om. Take a deep breath into your body. Exhale slowly. And imagine that you could bring all of humanity into your mind's eye. That's it. And then ask humanity what frequency of light it needs to begin to amplify its relationship to light. Perhaps it's white, but it might be another color that is asked for from you that will amplify light energies onto the planet. White holds all the other colors, but it may be another color that comes, that you hear, that humanity needs from you. And as we extend this light, it's possible that the color will change as well, continuing and continuing into the whites. So see what color humanity is asking for from you so that it can be illuminated. Expansion of consciousness, awareness, perception, uplifting the energies, quickening. What's the color? And then draw that color from the cosmos, just as you did before, down through the top of your head and extend it out through your solar plexus and feel that it's lasering directly to this group of humanity. All of humanity is receiving the frequency, the length and speed of light that it asks for from you. And observe what happens when it receives that light. So just keep drawing it in and extending it to all of humanity until you can feel as if humanity is filled with light. Because light brings life and illumination and peace. A little more. Oh. Take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. There's a second part to our meditation. It's called knowings. And people from around the world send us questions every week that they would like for us to discuss in order to uplift ourselves, to illuminate ourselves, and all of us who are participating. So Alison will tell us the questions that have come for this week.
The first question is from London, England. Dear Chris, a question that is weighing heavily on me. Can we reincarnate onto this planet immediately after dying? I have a friend that says her grandmother, who died last year, has already reincarnated back onto Earth. I'm wondering if there is any way to avoid this. This round has been quite enough for me.
Oh, as soon as we feel like I can't bear it, I don't want any more, that's when we get more. My higher self always says, whatever you resist, that's what you get. There's something that's important to recognize in terms of cosmic law. The unmanifest will always, always come into form, which means that forever you will reincarnate. It may not always be on planet Earth. It may not always be in these frequencies, but there will be that essence of soul that will contribute to evolution, because evolution occurs when there's matter, when there's energetics. And so when we pass from our bodies, we go initially into very different states of astral. The highest being what humans call heaven, the lowest being what people call hell, which we, of course, have designed ourselves, not the gods. There's no punishment aspect about our lives. And so, for sure, you will come again. And what I would say is, begin to find what you love about life, the beauty of Earth, the connection to others, whether those are four-legged or finned or plants or two-leggeds or whatever they are, that the accompaniment that comes to us is a part of how we, in concert with others, create the evolution, the streaming of the cosmos. And as we move back into the light, we take those illuminations with us, and that helps to form the evolution, not only of the human soul, but of all the unmanifest that comes into form, all the potential that is there. So it's time to let go of, I've had enough, this has been hard, and begin to contemplate in your meditations, what has not been hard? What has been a gift to you? Perhaps you have not seen that things that seemed difficult at one moment have actually been a gift to you, that you've learned from them, and they have brought you new possibilities, maybe new people coming into your life. My higher self says there are no finished products on this planet, which means that you really can't get out until you finish the purpose of your incarnation. So I support you in beginning to focus on where do I have happiness in me? Where do I see the gifts? Look out in this world and know that you're a part of what's happening. That's why you're here. And you won't have to worry about the next incarnation. The truth is that in each incarnation of the soul, we gather wisdom and we gather positive karma. Karma is just cause and effect. It's just that magnetism. And for many incarnations, you have pulled very wonderful karma for the way you've lived your life. And perhaps the next time you come, you will find that there's a grace in your life. So prepare for it, for looking for grace in your life now. Great love to you. One last thing. Yes, the grandmother may have reincarnated. From the astral, there is no space and time as we recognize it. So I indeed have seen people go out and come right back. And often when they come right back, it's because they have contracts and vows with their children, with their family. And so very often they'll come in as the children of their children. It's fascinating. Don't be afraid. Life is precious and sacred. Allison.
The second question is from Geneva, Switzerland. Dear Miss Griscom, I am asking my question to try to find some common ground with my teenage daughter. I am a single father and I love my daughter dearly, but she is absolutely the messiest person ever. Could you give some pointers on the spiritual benefits of neatness and the possible downside of being too neat, if there is one? Maybe I'm the one who needs to loosen up. I am very open for suggestions, with many thanks from a father who really needs help.
Relax, Papa. The beautiful thing is that she'll grow out of it. And yes, it may be that you're placing too much emphasis on that neatness. Imagine what your teenage daughter is going through right now with what's happening in this world. Never in the history of humanity have teenagers been so caught in what will happen, whether they will survive, whether they will find work, whether they will meet the requirements of school and their parents, etc., etc. With the communication systems that we have, it's very hard for them to find a place for themselves. And so, yes, definitely. But of course, the cosmic giggle is you can say whatever you want to say, and I could tell you lots of things to say. She probably won't hear them. If you want her to be neat, more neat, I would suggest that you join her and say, before dinner, we're going to clean up a little bit around the house so that you can have a clear mind for your studying, or you can be peaceful, because the more you scatter things around, the more parts of you are scattered around. But not to punish her, not to make her. I don't know how old she is, but I do know that she will grow out of these things. And what's the most important, the most precious of all as a single parent, because you have to be the mother and the father. You have to be the point of nourishment and the point of illumination there. the most important thing for her not having a mother is that you can play that nurturing, mothering part as well. And that means that you need to make sure that she can always feel that you're not going to punish her or judge her or be distant from her. She needs you. Whatever year she's in her teenage years, she needs you to play all the roles and to support her. Put the emphasis on the positive. When she does clean up, when she does create a little organization, it might be that you need to take her out and shop for furniture that she can put her stuff in, for example. But the most important thing is to applaud her whenever she does something that brings some neatness or brings organization into her life. The more you applaud her, the more she'll seek to do it, because actually she wants your approval. And you don't want her to fall into that teenage pattern of whatever you say, I'm doing the opposite thereof. That's a place, it's a natural place where young beings have to kind of separate out and say, I need to find myself. But she needs you to applaud her and to mirror for her the best attributes that she has. So I would say, for example, an exercise in consciousness for you is, where am I holding that squeezing about tidiness or about that? Bring your conscious awareness into that place and ask it what color it needs to be released, so that you can have that to some degree, but put your focus on applauding your daughter, helping your daughter. The two of you doing things together, just doing dishes together, creates a place where she can find the beauty of organization in one avenue and apply it in another. Be patient. She'll grow out of it. Great love, Switzerland.
The last question is from Washington, D.C. in the U.S.A. Dear Chris, my husband and I both work in the heart of D.C. politics. I follow your work closely because I am convinced that higher consciousness is the only way forward for our democracy and for democracies around the world. What I see on a daily basis that is happening within party lines in our country and in other democratic countries is shocking. And I would ask you, do you think democracy has lost its soul? Can we right this ship?
We can right this ship together. Democracy hasn't lost its soul. Democracy has grown to a point where we are all in every place on the planet learning about what the basic energies of democracy are. They are about our collective voice, about our collective consciousness, about our collective choices, about how we can look out at the other and bring them in so that we connect. We need to let go of that political thing of democracy against or opposite of dictatorship or this or this or this. And we need to trust. And here's where the uplifting energy is. It's a basic human programming, genetic encoding to be free. And so democracy always will have that. It will always say, and look what's happening in the world. It's very inspiring to me, although it's difficult. Countries that have always had one leader and one group and all of those kinds of things. And people are gathering together and saying, we don't like that. We want this. We want that. And that is democracy. So we have to take it out of its framework of, it has to be like an American democracy. For example, we have to honor the cultures of other countries and allow them to design for themselves the basic elements of democracy, which are, of course, a collective voice, we the people. And again, what's happening in the United States is that there's a lot of we the people going on, but we haven't made enough effort or used our power and our strength to make sure that those who represent us. Because the more that we put pressure and use our voices and illuminate something, the more it'll come the way we want it. After all, we voted these people in. We can vote them out, or we can guide them. They need to be guided. And that guiding needs to be in a way that says we hold them responsible, but we hold ourselves responsible. So what I would say is, you're working in diplomacy, or you're working in politics, expand out so that, again, the soul of democracy is the soul of the genetic encoding of all humans. And we're just going through a funnel of initiation, and that's why we're here. So that people are being called to the fore if they are stealing, if they're not thinking about the good of the whole. We're doing it. We're doing it. Democracy will always have its place, and it will get louder and louder. But we have had difficulty in the past in saying it has to be the way we think democracy is. Let us uphold, again, the consciousness, the intelligence, and above all, the heart of humanity. And it'll be all right. What will you do to make it that way? Great love, and I support you.